Yeah, but like a town named Sucking Fuck should probably have given you the idea of.
Most of the businesses are really nice. There's a uh, painting shop that has been going out of business for like 5 years, so their paintings are relatively cheap. Hello, Scotsman.
Like we've
Hello,
been going
Kraken.
out of business for 5 years.
It's basically like they're constantly having a going out of business sale.
So they're like on that razor's edge of going out of business, but because they have that sale, it puts them back in business. So they're kind of like just teetering on it.
I think it's just a gimmick.
Yeah.
Much more power to them.
I got like a few of the paintings in my house. I got like 2 new paintings from a thrift store that were throwing them out. So they were free. So I got like this really cute Victorian style painting that scares the living shit out of my aunt. So I put it in the front room. So you see it as you come into the house.
Speaking of paintings, I should have saved that TikTok. Someone was talking. The girl basically says that her friends gave her this painting because it was creeping them out, and it's the little boy in a sailor's costume painting that is like all the copies are like cursed and has like some weird stuff happens around these paintings, like a house burning down, and like.
Oh yeah, I've heard about paintings like that. I mean, I can understand that because there's some like really creepy shit that like corresponds to paintings, but like the one I got is like really cute, so I like it.
A lot of
I
the
refuse
comments
to
are like,
believe
yeah,
bad
get rid of
stuff can
that.
happen from cute paintings.
Yes. Give me a second. I don't know where Discord is.
He's an MLP. Why? No, sorry.
Screw Discord. Let me just open. Click. Paste. And it's in your Facebook. But yeah.
Woohoo! Facebook.
I like the other one, which I did sign up for, but it's a load of crap. Like all online dating sites, there's a Fuckbook.
You realize none of those things actually have good information, and we just lost Phantom.
Yeah, I know.
None of that stuff is legit.
Good morning, Red Feather.
It's not legit.
Yeah.
Hello, Red Feather.
They are constantly either the advertisements I get on like TikTok are either, hey, you can make money off this app, or hey, you should be dating. Like, yeah, I know I'm broken alone, but stop rubbing it in.
Well, the whole that's the thing with any advertising. Like 3 things they always try to get you to do is buy it, diet, or try it.
Yeah. Ooh, I think I'm getting money on my card today. Just after Mom visits stepdad in the hospital.
Nice.
But something interesting did happen.
What's that?
I may be stupid, but well, I know I am, but I never thought of my mother having a father until like yesterday. She told me, yeah, he passed away like a couple of days ago. Which
you're 29 years old, and you just found out that you have a living grandpa, but not anymore.
Well, I'm thinking if she's anything like my mom's mom, or if he's anything like my mom's mom, he's a piece of work, and I don't blame her for not.
He's one of those rare works of art that you kind of respect, but kind of don't really want to be around that kind of things.
KBQ?
BBQ.
Oh. Damn pixelation.
Look at the sign. Look at the sign hanging off the porch.
I can't read it.
Fueled by bacon.
I mean, always. But yeah, this is the only
bacon is like the pinnacle of every meal. Or breakfast, not meal.
That place has some of the most awesome barbecue.
I know where babies come from. I just sometimes forget that people exist.
Right.
Thunder thinks
you know where babies come from. You need a father and a mother. And
I'm still saying my mom found me under freaking rock.
Why not?
But yeah, the only memory I have of my grandma on my mom's side is me and my sister being in the living room watching TV and her coming up to both of us going, "Hey, your dad's an asshole." Like, right. I'm like 5 years old at this point. Like, what?
Hello.
Hey, Scotty.
What up, Scotsman?
No. Let's say my grandfather on my mother's side was dead before. He was dead from ALS before my memory solidified of him. So I have virtually no memory of him. My grandfather on my father's side, oh boy, talk about an old hillbilly. Wow. This is a man that ate a pound of bacon a day, drank a quart of buttermilk a day, and ate jalapenos straight out of the jar.
Ooh, I could never do that.
That man lived to be damn near 90.
See, Fandom, you need to
eating a pound of bacon sounds pretty nice, but like when I was little, I couldn't even drink a glass of milk without like getting extremely sick.
You have that lactose intolerance.
Yeah,
that must suck.
Remember when your aunt was making that like fondue broccoli stuff, and you're like,
"Oh yeah,
oh, this is really good. Hey, you should have another bowl of this." I was like, yeah, it's really good, but I probably shouldn't have another bowl of this. That would probably make me really sick. And you're like, oh shit, you're lactose intolerant, right? It was like, yeah.
I freaking sent a picture to Blind Girl yesterday. I forget things.
Yeah, that's actually been one of my like biggest problems. Like my mom was always taught me to like eat what people put in front of you because you may not get a nice meal, like or something like that.
Oh, Red Feather brings up a point. Did you was he hillbilly enough to make moonshine, Trucker?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Which I did see something called moonshine at the store yesterday. I'm like, I'm claiming bullshit. Let me look at the percentage. It's only 50% alcohol.
What you saw was not moonshine. It was unaged whiskey. That's all it is.
That's what I told my mother. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not moonshine. That's nothing really. It's just high alcohol.
I remember once I drank Romanian moonshine. That stuff put hairs on your tongue.
I still like. There was an ad. I forget what who the model was, but it's like, always be your full self. Drink this alcohol, 100 proof. Like, so your full self is only 50%.
Right.
Like, that was all the comments.
One thing about moonshine, it's been brought into mainstream, but moonshine's always, the name's always implied the illegality of it.
Yeah, and companies are too much of a pussy to actually increase the alcohol percentage to high.
Yeah. Now, if you ever actually saw that show Moonshiners, Tim Smith, the guy who, that moonshine, that ain't but 15 minutes from where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah. Oh, I made that. So yeah, we all the canning jars in the car. Every time we hit a bump, you'd hear them cling together. At one point, I turned to my mother and go, "What are we hauling moonshine?"
It's like moonshine with that many jars. Like, I wonder how many years in jail you would actually get for hauling such shit like that.
So yeah, it was jam packed with jars. So like a sedan, which is what she's driving now, which she may end up having to get a new car.
Nice.
Which that's another thing. Apparently, time is not. I don't keep track of time well. I thought Mom just got the car like last year. Apparently, she's been making payments for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I don't keep track of time either. Time and distance are two things that like get skewed so horribly in my brain. Which
I think
is
you're
why
just
I'm
like
a horrible driver.
living your own little world where just things happen.
Yeah, I don't have job and don't really have a set schedule. So
it's because
whatever
of like I had a
happens.
lot of brain trauma when I was a child.
So, for the sake of those who remember the pictures that pop up on the side of my streams, does this look familiar?
That is a nice forested area.
Yeah.
Ooh, I actually.
I'd say the difference is when you saw this on my stream, it was all covered in ice.
Yeah, I actually got a new background for the thumbnail this week.
Nice.
Oh yeah, like a flooded river that you got out there.
I took it from the same spot the old thumbnail was, but it's now different season, so it changed.
Yeah, you should like change the thumbnail for like every season, like fall, winter, all that.
Should probably do it at least like like once a month. Get a new picture because it might change that fast.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like the stream usually isn't all, like that full all the time.
Yeah, it is a little high right now.
Yeah, like it looked pretty like overflowed or something like that.
Yeah, did your house ever
flood? A lot higher than when I was over there.
The basement has been known to flood if the water table gets up that high. So yeah, it's the water table coming into the basement.
That's one of the problems of having a basement in a marshland kind of area.
Because usually in an area like that, sorry.
I have a swamp in my backyard. Yeah, there's a lot of water around here.
Yeah, you also enjoy chasing the crabs that like live in your backyard too. So not all bad.
I still need to get a trap for those
crabs.
Yeah, they're crustaceans that dig holes in the ground, like legitimately mud crabs.
Yeah, they're just
or
you're roboting badly.
Little baby mud crabs.
I think they're more like they look like more like crawfish than crab, but I still call them mud crabs since they dig in the mud.
You talking about the little buggers that look like baby lobsters?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, crawdads.
Oh,
that's how they got the nickname mud pappies too.
Let's see. Other words for
are they
it
the little lobster ones,
crayfish?
or are you talking about the little crab-looking ones that we saw?
I'm talking about the little lobster-looking ones.
It's like a freshwater lobster, so they don't get as big. It's still a sea bug. I've legitimately caught a crawdad out of a stream once. And
that's cool.
It was cool because there were some little kids with me.
If you caught enough of them, you can make them into a stew.
They were like the little kids were interested in seeing the crawdad up until it pinched me and I hollered, which is more of a shock of why did you pinch me? They did not want anything.
It was more of a jump scare than like a pain scream.
But yeah, I used to have a pet crayfish up until
I used to have a pet
Lunchtime.
no. The apartment needed to be bombed for bugs, and my dad forgot to take the tank over to the neighbor's house. And the fish
that's
survived, but
horrible.
apparently the crayfish was out of the water, so it did not.
Yeah, that would be like the most. That would like be like the horrible way to die. Just like your like trusted owner just leaves you in the tank and just sets this weird thing off, and all of a sudden you're just like dead.
As it come to think about it, one of my old houses I used to live in actually had fish. I think we just left the fish because it was a pond outside in the back garden. We just left the fish in the pond.
One of the founders of Rooster Teeth bought a new house, and the house came with koi fish. And then something messed up, and the koi fish all died. He looked into buying new ones and decided not to.
Why are they like expensive or just like really high maintenance?
They're decent maintenance. They're fine to do. They're just freshwater fish, so not that hard. But they're like $200
Yeah, so it's just expensive.
for a stupid fish.
But then again, I was cruel as a kid because I used to feed it bits of bread because I knew the fish didn't like them. I think they would forget they didn't like them, so they'd just keep eating it and spit it back out again.
Oh, hell.
I want to get fish again, but like with that windstorm knocking out my power for what was it, like 20 hours? And if that happens in like dead of winter and freezes the tank,
Yeah,
it's like gonna suck.
Really, dog? Really?
yeah. I have enough trouble taking care of one animal, so I don't need like more. Because me and responsibility don't quite get along too well.
Oh, speaking of responsibility. So I asked for something for Christmas that my mom straight up said no to. Apparently she doesn't want me to have a blowtorch.
I don't blame her.
Oh god, yeah.
I told her you guys would say that.
Like one day she's gonna come back and the whole house has been burned down.
No, I wanted to use it to actually heat up.
No,
metal to where
like just
What
most
kind of
likely
torch?
shit would be like welded to each other just randomly.
Yeah,
When
I
you say
wanted
blowtorch, what do you mean by blowtorch?
just like a propane torch that I could actually heat metal up enough to do
I think
somewhat.
I actually have one
Okay,
of those.
so you're
You just
talking-
need to buy a tank for it.
So you're talking like blue flame torch, or just small blue flame torch, not like isocyanate or nothing?
Yeah, not
propane, oxygen.
oxyacetylene. That would be
Not like an actual welding torch, just like a heating torch.
just enough heat that I can make the metal malleable enough to hammer.
So just a little benzo torch.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you should ask her for like one of those tiny forges. It's like $400,
I wanna
but
look
you
into
really
that.
get a lot of use out of them.
Hello, cryptic.
Hello, cryptic. Well, the kind of torch you can use for that is just a or you don't really need a torch, right? Well,
I've used a lighter to get like one of the my torch lighters to get metal up to red hot. I don't think it was hot enough to do anything with, but it was red hot.
If I could find a nozzle, I'd probably give it to you, but you'd have to buy inks. But don't tell your mom I was the one that gave it to you.
Did you
I
ever
don't
get
want
the
her to
money?
like take 3 years to waddle over here and kick my ass.
to be fair, my I've got a it's kind of a semi-gauntlet thing that I made basically to get rid of stumps. That I took a big 40-quart saucepan. Those big pots they use for like to make like 10 gallons of whatever food at a time.
Yeah.
Took those, went around the outside of it with went around the outside of it with the house insulation, and then cut a hole in the top of it, cut a hole in the side, and I've got one of those propane torches that it's basically meant to burn brush. But you set that saucepan over top of whatever stump you want to get rid of. Toss the pot over whatever stump you want to get rid of. Light the torch, stick it in that hole, and just wait an hour or two, and it'll burn that thing up. Hi, Cat. What are you doing outside?
Like turning into a Inferno in there.
Did you ever use your snowplow?
No, because the only time it snowed, the guy who usually we pay to plow got to it before I did. Like,
well,
without
at least he's doing his job.
Yeah.
Cat, get away from me. Let me get out of the truck first.
I wish I could. My cat's not like that. My cat's like, oh, fuck, he's back.
My cat's like, hi, person. I haven't seen you.
In about 3 years.
6 weeks, but yeah, close enough.
Well, you know, a couple weeks
like
of cat was like,
so,
almost like years.
Wouldn't be so bad if wouldn't be so bad if you let me get out of the pickup first.
I have a cat in my lap right now, as usual, and then the other one is on the back of the chair, just chilling.
My cat's probably
a little shit.
somewhere.
What'd you say?
My cat's probably sleeping somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bet you I can get his attention.
I want to present the kitty. That is a lovely gray cat.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful cat.
The one-eyed wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to his other eye?
He got out once when he was younger and came back 2 days later with one eye.
Yeah, that tends to happen to like house cats that things they can be wildcats.
So,
Yeah, he basically picked a fight with something bigger.
did he find a tree that had a pool of water in it and gave the tree his eye so he gets knowledge?
No.
So it's not open.
No, but the irony is I wouldn't be surprised. This is the cat that got out one time, came back a couple hours later with a copperhead in his mouth.
I had a rabbit had one eye.
Which Greek god killed the snake? It was like Hercules or something?
Wait, you mean the Midgard serpent?
No, like apparently the mom didn't like that the dad slept with someone else and had a baby, so she sent snakes to kill him, and then the other mother was like goes into her to check on her baby and is like, and he's just playing with 2 dead snakes that he really beat to death.
That was Hercules, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was like, probably got the wrong
Hercules.
You realize
area, but
most of that old Roman mythology, it all seemed to stem around. Zeus said, "I'm going to stick my dick in it." Everybody else is saying, "Don't stick your dick in it." He says, "Nope, I'm going to stick my dick in it."
He fucked a girl as a goose.
Come on. You coming in?
Wait, really?
Why
are all
come
these
in, or are you going to sit there looking
why
stupid
are all these
day?
godlike entities either being fucked by animals or fucking animals?
Come on.
I don't know. Freaking Loki was fucked by a
horse and had like an 8-legged horse baby.
Fine, sit your ass outside all day. I don't care.
So yeah.
Also, he like gave birth to like a wolf at one point.
Yeah, and
or did he did he give birth to it, or did he just create it like some
I'm not sure.
From my mind to reality, here you are. Here you exist now.
Not sure if that was him screwing something or something screwing him. I don't remember how.
It
came
said
around.
that he had 3 children: the horse, the wolf, and a snake.
No,
Because apparently, in some mythology, the Midgard serpent is actually his baby or something.
yeah,
But I think that's just like a
Little
twisted
boy.
version of it.
the Midgard serpent, Fenrir the gigantic freaking wolf. I don't know the 8-legged horse's name, and then Hel.
Wasn't it like it sounded like the world tree, its name, like it sounded a lot like Yggdrasil. Something like that.
Timber.
I used
he's
to
got
know
stuff
like
for you.
a whole lot of stuff about these gods and shit like that because I was always like really fascinated by them. Now I don't know shit.
Lucas.
There's one thing I always wondered: does mistletoe, the kissing under the mistletoe, come from the whole Balder incident?
I don't think so. That wasn't that more of like a. I don't want to get it wrong, but like,
Hey,
wasn't
James,
that more of like a Christianity thing that kissing the mistletoe happened?
And Cryptic says, "Trucker, quit playing with your food."
Where's my phone?
But
I'm trying to find my phone right now so I can turn my camera back on so y'all can see this.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget which Greek story it is. The lady fucked a bull, and that's how the Minotaur came about.
Wait, a lady fucked a bull? Wow, that'd probably give birth to a pretty mythical creature.
Yeah. What is?
I thought it was that a man fucked a cow.
Nope. The Minotaur in the middle of the labyrinth comes from some lady fucking a bull.
You mean a bull fucking the lady? Because it's like the other way around.
Either way, it's
okay. You
messed up. Why did he subtract?
What's not cute?
What
happened?
I don't know. Everyone just went quiet for a while.
I was gonna say, for everybody who was watching my camera there for a second, you can't look at that and say it's not cute.
Oh, isn't he like 2? He is big.
Yeah, he's 2.
Yeah, he looks like a much younger version of you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kids usually do.
Apparently, Satsu 2 Sense's baby looks exactly like his mother.
Lucas, my little boy. Lucas, can I get a hug? It's like, no.
Like, not while you're filming.
Well, you shy little twerp.
I think his toys are more interesting.
I think he's playing with pins right now.
No, they're these little wands that have reindeer and Santa Claus heads on the top of them, and when you smack them on something, they sit and flash. LEDs flash on them.
Oh, are they the ones that have like candy in them, or just like the light up ones?
Just light up ones.
Oh, I saw
They're
some
like
at the store that like had candy and stuff in them.
Oh,
no, I got them for like a buck a piece from Target.
So speaking of seasonal crap, the reason I started drinking the dragon's milk is because last year for Christmas I saw like the dragon's milk with the really nice glasses, and I didn't get the chance to get those glasses, but I tried the dragon's milk anyway, and I like the label, and all alcohol is nasty to me, so I'm gonna stick with the milk.
I think that's why I bought that one thing. I can't remember what it was. I think it was vodka, like on my, like when I was like around 23 or 24 or something. It came in that skull. I never drank any of it, and like until maybe 2 years ago, my sister came over, like, and I was like, "Hey,
oh yeah, Daddy hasn't been here to blow." I'm sorry.
See you, James.
Hasn't been here to make the,
Yeah, this year they aren't selling those glasses, so I'm probably going. I kind of really want them.
Like a promotional thing, like the skull was.
Well, it worked on me.
Yeah. It almost worked on you. Like you didn't quite buy one, but it did get your attention.
Yeah.
Again, I'm pretty sure didn't you get drunk on like one of my drunk streams once?
Yes. Well, I don't get stumbly drunk. Just below that, which is a good drunk.
I get like a hazy drunk, but that's about it. Apparently, I can like hold a lot better than most people give me credit for.
Red Feather Dragon's Milk is what was it? A whiskey barrel? No, bourbon barrel aged stout. So I guess that's a form of beer, but it's brewed in Holland, Michigan. So I guess that's technically local. It's kind of far away to be local, but technically local.
Yeah, kind of Michigan, so yeah, I'd call it local. As long as it was in the right peninsula, like the UP or whatever.
Yeah, it's in the LP, so the correct peninsula. I still say the UP should go to Canada. No, because I don't know if the iron mine still is operational or not. We should keep that.
I'm gonna see what it when I start drinking.
Is the peninsula, or is it just like a really large island? Like, is it anything?
Well, there is the locks on the one side, so yeah, it's technically a peninsula.
Okay. Because like I always looked at a map, and like I always saw an island that was connected to the LP. It's by a fucking bridge, and that was about it.
If you turn your head just right, Michigan is 2 mittens. Just the which I'm going to call that the left mitten. The upper UP is kind of messed up.
Yeah, am I the only one that's noticed this? If you look at Australia,
and distorted.
Am I the only one that's noticed this? But if you look at Australia a weird way, it looks like one half's the cat, the other half's the dog.
I think I've seen that before. Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen anything like that showed it or anything.
If you look at it, like some imagination, it shows like that.
I still can't believe anytime this story comes up where Dingo actually gets a baby, it's like that meme is real, or I guess it's, what would you call that? It's not really, I guess it can be called a meme, but it's started before memes.
Rumor, I guess.
Yeah.
If it's a meme before it was called a meme, it's a joke.
Yeah, basically,
right.
From what I remember, what happened, a baby disappeared. They charged the parents with the murder, and then like a few years later, they found the baby clothes in a dingo den and let the parents go.
It would have been even worse if like they actually executed the parents for the fucking murder and then found the baby.
Like it always is a weird
horrible. I don't know why I was laughing at it. I'm sorry.
What'd you say, Scotsman?
They're weird. Aussies are weird. They celebrate Christmas in the summer. They're backwards.
I mean, can you take them serious? They lost a war to emus.
I know, right?
Like, but to be fair,
emus
apparently
are
they
like crazy ostriches.
apparently they didn't know emus could just sponge
Like
bullets.
use pack tactics and yeah, just like absorb fucking bullets.
They from 2 wars, yeah. I know at least one of them. They basically just said, okay, these 2 men, this vehicle-mounted machine gun, and 1,000 rounds of ammunition. That should take care of it.
No.
They're what happens when you get criminals that own land.
Boy, your mother spoiled your ass.
You need like 10 men, snipers, and just send them out to hunt. Like,
does he have an advent calendar, like the countdown to Christmas thing?
No, I just noticed his toy box packed to the brim.
I have
There's a room. There's a room in this house that we can't go into because it's full of his toys.
Someone spoiled him.
He's an only child. He's going to be spoiled.
And yes, Red Feather, I know the man who walked into the house and immediately handed him a handful of toys is the one saying he's spoiled. Yes, I understand.
It's going to be even worse seeing as Christmas is coming up as well.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, one of the things I wanted for Christmas and Mom was going to get me sold out. Freaking already.
yeah, what's that?
Basically, it's that kinetic sand with like monster truck Hot Wheels cars, and like an arena. It looked really cool.
You can go online and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that.
It's kind of funny that like, even though we're adults, we still get like really.
I like toys.
With like child's toys.
I go with chronologically. I'm 29. Mentally, I'm more like 12.
Like the 2 things that I really want for Christmas is I'm looking for those like ironing beads because I've been like getting into like making really elaborate art with them.
You mean
since I can't draw anymore on my tablet.
The ones we have over here. Have you done one of those? Like you have like a thing that has pins on it that you put the bead on, and then
like the little tray that it's trays that you connect with other trays to make it larger, or is it the tray? Because didn't you have me like draw a fucking giraffe for you as like pixelated, which is very fucking hard, by the way. To that you can like make on that thing because you actually counted them out and told me, hey, make a giraffe that'll fit on this.
I think the square ones can be connected if you haven't screwed up and warped them, because that happens. But they also have like shapes, like
they like have pre-made shapes if you like want to make certain designs and then make designs within those. But I have like, I don't know, like 12 of the square bases that you like connect together in different shapes.
I wonder where my die went, because I actually legitimately made a D6 basically with 6 pieces and then melted them together in a cube shape, sort of.
Did you make it correctly, or did you just randomly put the sides on whatever
No,
side?
I made it the correct way. It was a little wonky. It wasn't perfect cube, but it still rolled decently.
That's cool. I would have just used like super glue or something on the sides and just like held it together.
I mean, I could have done that, and now that you say that, that would have been the easier way, because I do have model glue.
Well,
but I didn't
being
think
that
of
I'm an arts and crafts guy, I kind of think that way. So
sometimes I do something and then
like,
someone
what's
points
the
out that
easiest
you're an
way to
idiot.
make
I'm an
this
idiot.
thing? You think you're more of like, I want to do this, and then you like go about this like roundabout way, and I am like, I want to do this, and I make it like the very most easiest way possible.
I still need to look for something for Mom for Christmas.
I just made ornaments for everyone. Like I said, I've been like diving deep into like beads and just like fucked up knickknacks and lanyards and shit like that.
I know what to get my mom. It's basically anything Taz related because she likes Taz.
Yeah, it kind of it's kind of sad that I like lost the picture that she wanted for that t-shirt that I was making. Like, I still have yours because it drew it and it's on my fucking laptop. But the two Taz ones that she wanted for her t-shirts are probably lost in my old phone.
I swear, if we had the money, there was a table I found on eBay. It was $1,000, but it was like a like 2 foot tall Taz holding up a glass table.
That seems like a way.
Cool.
Like $1,000 for that.
Yeah, but we don't have $1,000.
I would probably pay $1,000 if it was like more elaborate, like maybe like 4 Tazes for like the 4 legs and stuff that were holding up the table, and they're like somehow connected together to like so they didn't fall over or something. That would be like probably worth $1,000, but like, yeah, whatever.
I got her a blue Taz off eBay. Like, for some reason, they had Tazes instead of the brown that Taz normally is. It's blue or orange or whatever.
You should try and like 3D print one Taz for your mom, just like layer by layer with like the weird stuff that you have.
Printer. I only have the 3D pen, and
the pen.
I don't have any filament at the moment. I need to buy some. Or I think I do have some of that clear filament left, but I want to save that for highlights.
Right. Yeah, clear is usually for like highlights or like blank spots that usually have no actual color to them. Or for like holding shit together. So.
What else do I have planned today? Just 7 Days to Die, which is going decently. I'm finally, after the Force Horde night, I can finally actually relax and do jobs for the trader to get money and supplies. Because it took the first 7 days to build my house, which I found a way that makes it feel way slow to build the house. Instead of from bottom and working my way up, I built it from one side to the other.
Doesn't that mean you have to like make a lot of braces or something?
I may have nerd pool. Well, I started with the side that would have the ladder because I do have a ladder going up to the roof to begin with for like maintenance and upgrading.
At least tell me you had like a place to live where when the hordes came that were like at least a little more protected than a half-built house.
What I'm doing is basically it's essentially a drive-through on the bottom with a ladder going up to a hatch, and then living quarters or not living quarters, but the like crafting area on one wall, and then just basically beams that I can shoot in between and shoot downward for Horde Night. And then a third level, which is smaller, for my bed. And eventually a cash register and like end table for other storage. I like using the cash registers to store my monies.
Oh,
Like,
telephone.
Seems kind of obvious if anyone actually played that game with you. Like, they just steal all your cash from the cash register.
Oh, I screwed up last time because I also like painting. And I couldn't paint underneath. This was before I added the third story. So my dresser that was next to my bed was on one of the thin, narrow posts that I can shoot between. And I couldn't paint the post, which really annoyed me. So I chopped up the dresser, and the cash register was on top of it, and the cash register fell, and I lost all my money.
Oh, right, because
got,
shit that falls kind of like has a percentage to disappear.
Yeah, it only like dropped like iron that was used to make the cash register, which I didn't. I bought the cash register. I also do a thing where I buy, like, when the trader's selling an air conditioning unit, like one of those like AC units, I put that on my house.
Yeah, like one of those, maybe like a one-room unit kind of unit, or like...
No, like the one that would go outside and then have tubing going to the inside to cool the whole house, like central air.
So it's like, yeah, okay.
And then I actually have a heat
like
register.
an air conditioner like I have in my room.
Yeah. And then like, those steam registers or the hot water registers?
The radiators?
Yeah, radiators. I had one of those too. Just like, it can actually be lived in, just for like, it's more decoration, especially seeing as the dresser and like the cabinets I was using hold less than for taking up the same amount of space. If I just used the chests, it would have been more storage. But sometimes you gotta,
I don't get their like storage algorithms. Like, this chest is like half the size of the dresser, yet the dresser holds far less.
I think it's more that most of the time all the time you find a dresser, it's already built. That how you build the dresser is interesting. It's just a block that it looks like a storage crate to begin with, and then you like hit the reload button, and it can be a whole bunch of other things, including stuff that goes, like including the cabinets that are open that you can't actually use for storage. So it's basically a decorative block. The same thing goes with and the wood frames now. Instead of having to build a corner frame and like a regular frame, you build the wood frame, hit R, and you can go through and build like corner, wedge, like pillars and what have you. Really nice. And now that I know that, it makes it really neat to build things. Oh, also, figuring out how to rotate things meant that I can have half walls, which makes some of the like 2 out of the 4 walls of my building are half walls, so that you can stand technically on that block, so you have more vision down into the bottom, like you can see more.
All right.
I'll have to take screenshots and send them to you. But right now I need to get just get stone, because that's what I need. Oh, hey. Crappy,
hey,
what
everybody.
Up? Yeah. How you doing?
Much. All right. Scotty, how are you, sir?
Not bad, yourself.
I'm making it. You made it home yet, trucker?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, I need to find that article. Someone was complaining about the AR-7. Like, there was an advertisement saying that it would be the perfect Christmas present, which I agree.
Right.
I think it's AR-7. The little 22 that collapses, or not collapses. How would you
Breaks
describe
apart.
that?
Breaks apart, or it breaks down and fits in the stock.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh, the one that you can like disassemble.
Yeah, it fits in its stock and it floats because it's technically made for like an airplane gun that you just put under your seat and you can, in case of crash, you have a.
It's mounted on most military fighter jets.
Yeah.
It's mounted on the side of their ejection seats.
So yeah, you have a way to get food. It's like small game, like a rabbit, but
yeah. Well, you could probably hit bigger stuff, but you'd have to like aim very well with it, probably.
What is it? I've heard that if you could not kill a crocodile with it unless you hit like the eye.
No. Like the armor, the hide.
Yeah, you can. Oh yes, you can.
I didn't think a 22 would puncture the hide.
There is no animal in North America that a 22 cannot kill.
That's right.
Eventually. Well,
no,
actually
one shot.
Yeah, one shot. Oh, crappy! What was it? Remington or Federal that had a A&E, I think it was, that the alligator show.
Yeah.
Gator Hunters or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I watched that for a little while.
One of the guys, some ammo company actually put out ammo with his picture on it called Chootem, CHOOTEM, and it was all about, these alligator hunters down in Florida. They all carry 22s because they catch an alligator in the line, get really close to it, and pop right in the head.
Yep. Hell, I've seen a 22 drop a 600-pound hog in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Hogs are mean.
Well, I mean, you're within 3 feet of it, but it'll drop it.
Mm-hmm. The difference between, larger caliber bullets will penetrate better, expand more, do more damage, but your aim has to be perfect. But there is nothing in the U.S. that a 22 cannot kill.
Yep.
Well, think of it this way. My personal rifle of choice is, my rifle of choice to hunt around here is the 30-30. Thing is, you shoot a rabbit or a squirrel or something with a 30-30, that little sucker's going to vaporize.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, you're fertilizing the lawn at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there ain't going to be much left for eating.
No. And the thing was, those belltail hornets, the big Japanese hornet looking suckers that we got around here. I saw one of them sitting on a root in my front yard. Now I was 5 yards away, but 5 yards, 15 feet away. So it's not like it was really that hard of a shot. But I decided to hell with it and actually shot the thing with a 30-30. Well, the hornet disappeared along with the root that it was sitting on.
You shot wouldn't that just be the same size as the projectile?
Yeah, but it's a hornet, so it could go burn in hell for all I cared.
True.
Actually, those hornets, I want them to go burn in hell.
That's the only time I had to go on meds because I got stung was yellow jackets, the ground hornet things.
Yeah.
stung 20 times, including one of them in my eye. That freaking hurt. And apparently the apartment complex knew about them, and I don't know why they didn't do anything about it.
Couldn't you have like sued them for that or something?
I don't know. My father probably should have.
Oh yeah, you're like living with him back then, right?
Yeah.
If you can find enough to teacup full of gas at night in the hole, takes care of them. I've done that more than once.
Apparently they were waiting till they found out where the other, like apparently they have 2 entrances and they wanted to know where the other one was.
At night, all you need is one.
Yeah. Well, I helped them find the other entrance.
Right.
There's a series of videos I liked on YouTube that they were finding out where they're taking anthills and wasp nests and all these insect hives and finding out exactly what they looked like by pouring molten aluminum down in there.
Oh, I've seen something like that. Like, don't they make art and stuff out of that?
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool to do with one of the it wouldn't be that interesting, but one of the mud crab holes, because it's almost perfectly straight down. And
well, I wouldn't say perfectly straight. Some of them like twist and bend.
Okay, it's like a slight corkscrew, but still be interesting. Like,
yeah.
But I want to know when the hole is vacated, and also it hits the water table, and I don't know how far down below the water table it goes.
They ain't gonna go, but so far they get into the water table or drown.
Crayfish or crawdads?
Oh.
It's a crustacean that lives in the lawn.
I thought you were still talking about hornets.
No.
No. We like he started talking about like the mud crabs and
I got
little
mud
crawdad
crabs
things that live in his backyard.
Mud bugs.
Yeah.
They're tasty too.
That just
I probably wouldn't be able to eat them.
That just means I need to get my hands on making a trap all the sooner. Well, I guess I'd have to wait till next year to actually catch any.
Yeah, they're probably all in hibernation by now.
I'm not sure how long they live on land. I know I've seen them like when we were camping. They would every morning, like any garbage that like candy wrappers the kids left would be like out in front of the hole. Like they got out and thought it was some sort of food and was trying to take it into its hole.
Oh yeah, probably because it like had some, at least a little bit of candy or something left on it.
Like crayfish.
I saw one that someone had their GoPro out in front of one of the holes, and the critter actually tried to pull the GoPro into its hole.
It would have been funny if he actually succeeded and they lost the GoPro.
Well, the holes are only like maybe an inch in diameter, and I don't think that would work. The GoPro's bigger.
Yeah, GoPros are pretty big. Yeah.
I don't think it must have to lose more than a year or two.
It is neat seeing their like piles of dirt in the woods.
I think it's just why would you want to see that?
I didn't see that many frogs this year, like I did last year. Or
probably the snakes ate them all.
You have a dry spring?
No, still wet.
As a kid, were you one of those kids that used to bring like frogs over and stuff?
Yeah, he has a pretty good river running through his place.
Well, it's still like an ankle deep stream.
Yeah, not right now. Those things overflowed.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe up midway up your shin now.
But then again, it's the same. But then again, when I was a kid, I used to have like a bucket full of snails. I kept in my shed.
Snails?
I remember
I
there
never
used to be a tree out and back at my mom's like old place. Like I can't remember which guy she was with at the time, but it would always be like filled in this little pool in the middle of it. It would like have like 5 or 6 slugs in it every year.
Oh, I miss the cherry tree I used to play around. Like legitimately a 6 foot diameter. It was 6 foot diameter. Start going up about 6 feet, and then 3 trunks coming off that up until one of the trunks fell on the house. That sucked.
Yeah.
All right. It's been an hour, and I think it's time for me to get off. And
well, technically, it's been well over an hour. You just started a little late, though.
Yeah. I still have to put the other groceries away, like chips from last night.
Yeah,
my mom.
I need to finish putting my dishes and stuff away.
Yeah, I
need to clean the bathtub because apparently I forgot to drain it last night, and all like the dirt and shit settled on the bottom.
So you can see how filthy you were.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I was like pretty dirty, but I was also working in the gardens a few days ago, so and I forgot to take a bath.
So I'm going to get off, do my chores. Is there going to be blind trucking at 7 tonight or 7:30?
7:30.
Okay, so 7:30. Yep. Be there or be some shape parallel to a triangle.
Yeah,
bye.
Yeah,
See you later.